The Origins of Life, Waves of Love, Part 4. So, we've got this, obviously this shape. It's like the wave shape. And with the shark going under the water, it's pushing the water. You can see it sliding up there, kind of thing. And there's a bit of a slight raise, kind of thing. So obviously it throws it off and stuff, kind of thing. Like, but it's like the shark is that hump, but it's come from what the hump were in the water in the first place. So, like this, for example. This is that energy which is getting carried through the water, which will eventually turn into a turning over wave, where you get your Fibonacci spiral and everything, you know. So it's that energy, it's that raised up part, you know. It's kind of like flat, and then it raises up and then go back down into a flatness. So it's quite an important shape. Obviously, we're getting only a little bit of it there. It's like if we imagine back into the heart shape, then we can see what we're missing in a sense. It's like we say we would reverse it, we can see like a wave coming over. You know what I mean? If that was the direction of a wave going that way, but it's this way as well. This is like the building up of a wave. If the wave were going to continue going this way, it'd lift up and then turn over. You know, so you can see it both ways. It's kind of like a reversible mathematics with it in a sense. I mean, it has to be like perfect maths. You know what I mean? The Fibonacci spiral works everywhere. You know what I mean? All at different angles and whichever direction you look at it from. You see there's like a bulge of water there. Like a movie Jaws, like before the fin appears, there's like a bulge of water. I see it there. It's just the energy which carries through. You know, it becomes the wave. And even though it's not that wave or turning over part of it, it's still part of a function. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what form the water's in, it's still experimenting. It's still taking information and using it into what's appropriate. You know, what's appropriate for forming life and stuff. What lungs does the creature need? What strength does the creature need for what size it needs to be, and so on and stuff. Again, it's this hump. We're seeing that shape you get on fish as well and stuff. Oh, energy. You see how it tapers up. As that energy meets it and comes through. And the light catches as well. Same thing again. So it brings us back to here. I used this picture before in one of the earlier series. The first one about Origins of Life. So we were talking about like these grass seeds being like parrots. You can see like the bulk and the shape. It's this teardrop shape basically. Or if you look at like, you know, that's only a bit more. So that'd be its head feeding into an umbilical cord, and this is like its body, its tail's here. And you can see how it wraps around, like wings, like the body. It's like it tails up, turns into like a bird's tail, and wings. but it's that same shape. It's the hump shape in a sense that we're going for. So yeah, we've got like the hump, from the body and stuff kind of thing. It's a bit more of an arch in its back, but I think that's more to do with its wings, which we're going to include that anyway. But it's more to do with that basic shape kind of thing. The rest of it's just a tail, isn't it? But like on that shell with all the spines, it still had like a long tail, didn't it? So it kind of keeps that shape. If you included it like that shell, if you look at it that way, you got a long section and then a hump up. You know what I mean? So you got your spiral of the wave and all that kind of thing, and that's the rest of the wave where energy's coming in and building up, and eventually will turn over and stuff. And wheat being green, like the ocean when it's green at shore, as it gets deeper into the ocean, the more bluer it gets, which is really common on birds as well. Maybe all animals. It might depend on a lot of things, but so yeah, this wave shape. See, like the cobra head. It's not a cobra head. It's an angelfish or a cave fish. So just this wave shape and hump shape of it, which comes through it and stuff. So the cool colour helps it kind of in that aquatic sense and stuff, where it's getting it all from. So this is like, when it's splashed onto the shore and it's returning back in. It's two movements, and it to splash on and to return. We'll get more into that later, but more is like just this shape, like on the fish with that line, and you follow it in that kind of sense. It's got that same shape. I see the hump. That's like before Jaws has revealed his fin. So you've got this hump shape. It tapers back out. So it seems to like only a little bit, but it's like, it tapers back out to like meet the ocean again. So you can see how it does it. And also like the grass seeds, it's got like that line going along like across there, and it makes it look like a flower bud itself, or a seed. And it's like, it's ready to bloom or flower or whatever and stuff. But so you got your leaf as another example of like the spine of the wave and all the segments, lines coming off it. I see there's a pupa, but you can see how it's got that same pattern. And as a whole, for its teardrop shape, it's like from splitting it halfway, you got that wave pattern for just half. So if you hold it like that, you got your first wave and then your second wave. Obviously, it looks like there's life in there, so it looks like, it's got its head and its body. All these things. I suppose it's that line as well. It won't turn around a picture. It's upside down. There we go. So you got it again. You got a centre line on it. You got your. It's got that hump to it. It's just only subtle, and then it's even got like a head shape to this end and stuff like. And again, it looks like a plant. Oh no. Yeah, I had to check. Like I said, it's been a while since I took these pictures. But yeah, it's a box tree moth pupa. But like I said, it's so easy to mistake it for a plant in that kind of sense. Let's get another one. No, it won't turn. So I have to do it like that. So you got a flat side, and then you got this hump to it and stuff like. If you ignore that bit, and you just got that, I don't know if that's relevant at the moment. Yeah, see like that. See, it's like flat at that side, and then it's got all that shape to it. Obviously, it's got a head to it as well. So again, you got your flat side, and then you got all this curved side. So turn that one upside down. See flat, and then see your wave, and that's what you get on them fish all the time. Same again. Have that one turn. So from above. So you split it from the middle, and you can see just that one wave. It goes back up as well, which is good. Because it goes in, and you know what I mean, the depression that it creates with power of wave and stuff. So, like I said, at different angles, it's all showing what was going on in that kind of way. The hatchet fish. You see it that way? You got it that way. The wave shape, or the heart shape. If you do it this way, you consider that could be depth of the ocean, you know what I mean? It depends where it is, like for how steep the shore is and stuff like. Sometimes, I mean, it's mainly it's based off of wave and stuff like, but the wave seems to be like the most important. So again, you got this dome shape from like the hump part of that wave. So when you look at, I mean, it's like a flea or something kind of thing, or a bed bug or something. But you can see like this skull shape from it, you know. It looks like it's got like eyes and then like mandibles or, you know, jaw, teeth type of area and stuff like. It was not but legs and stuff like. So partly mandibles, but but as a whole, that general wave shape or hump that we get. So yeah, we've got this. You saw it last time, but I was showing you wave in background. I thought I'd already done it because I've redone a couple of these videos already. So this is the horseshoe crab, and obviously you got this shape which I keep pointing out, and then you got your reflection, which kind of shows it as a full shape. And then also its eyes, where its eyes are positioned. Because if this is like a hump of water, then like a lot of creatures, we've showed like the wall of a wave or the tunnel of a wave. So like the hump of water, it should be able to see many directions at once in one sense. So in many directions, it's got an eye on each side, for one thing. And it's the position, you know what I mean? Because it's high there, so that's its best way of seeing. If it had eyes down here, it might only be able to see water and not be able to see above itself in that kind of way. So having it there, well, it makes sense, obviously, doesn't it? But but relating it to water, it makes even more sense. So we see it. It's that teardrop shape. So that teardrop shape, it basically comes from that hump, doesn't it? You know, and then your eyes as well. From underneath. So again, your centre line. And that shape. set of stingrays. This as the hump, so it's similar to horseshoe crab. So it's got its eyes at the top like that, which are again another hump, you know. So the eyes are like water anyway, as we've discussed. So for them to be a hump and to be water, you know, to be placed at the top of the head, and the shape of the rest of it, it's like I say, it's like an expression of the micro of the macro. It's showing you what it is. It's a reproduction of what the water is, but in a life form rather than in its loose state where it can't take form. You know, it's like it's relying on the atmosphere and the temperatures and, you know, just the environment itself for what the water does. You know, it's not actually making the decisions, is it? You know, there's so many meditative references of like, you know, water doesn't fear crashing into water. You know, like all these pictures of like water crashing into a pier or a rock wall or something like that, and how it just, you know, crashes up and all this kind of stuff. There's no fear. It doesn't hesitate, or, you know, there's nothing behind it, is it? It's just like it does what it does because of the environment, you know, of the conditions and all these kind of things. So in that kind of meditative instance of yourself, it is to be, what's the right word? Like in the moment, you know, like present, and not to get caught up with your mind, which is the main thing which I'm trying to like say. It's like, you know, if you start to think about things too much, you start to put doubt in your mind. You know what I mean? If you've got a good idea to do something else, you know, then you you go forward with it, don't you? You know what I mean? And if you start to doubt yourself, then that creates problems. So that's where, like, we need to be more like the water in the mental sense of it, the energetic sense of it. You know, its attitude in ways and stuff like. I suppose, I don't know. There's other ways of looking at it. You know, always look before you cross the road and such. But you know, use it appropriately. So, like again, we've got this dome shape, all that kind of stuff. You can see its eyes and the hump going over. So we see you've got its body, which looks like raised. It's almost like an island, and it's got this body of water going around it. But like the edges of it, you see all these lines, which I've been pointing out and stuff on the previous video. See, this is like at the shore. So if this is like the body of water, the entirety of this stingray, then like the water comes out, that's the shoreline, that's as far as the water goes, and then it draws back, and that's what them lines are. It's the drawback. It's a splash out and draw back. So it's showing you that micro and macro. See the lines. And then its body, ribs. It's like so human looking. Yet it's showing you it's like it's just part of the ocean. Like I say, with those lines and stuff kind of thing. I mean, these would be waves. Like we showed with spine, and how it's like, you know, the spine is the wave, or the rib, and etc. and stuff like it kind of makes everything from like that one kind of design basically. So again, you hump. Now I can see you got your froth. After waves gone and not water starts drawing back, it leaves froth on shore, and that thin layer of water will carry it all and stuff kind of thing, which is leading towards its mouth. Bedbugs, they've got that shape, especially when they swell up. Then you got your body water, which is filling up with your water. Each segment is another wave, or it's rolling that way, and it is the teeth of a wave. And then obviously it's going this way, and it's a wave and another wave, which then it's got its teeth, and then its eyes, and then all the liquid which splashed out will be drawing back in, and that's like part of its movement. It splashes out and then draws back in, out, in. It's moving left and right like that kind of thing, or forwards and backwards, rather than in and out. I suppose it just still goes in. But you can see how it goes back. But yeah, it's like a different forward and backwards for each individual limb or part of the body, Like I said, how you can reverse it all, like the squirrel, its tail looked like the front, but its head's the front, so like the tide goes both ways. So from above, you can see all that shape, can't you? And the waves. They splash out and come back in with legs. And also, you see the heart shape. It's not that dissimilar from the mantis in terms of its body, I suppose it's a similar shape as that part. Its head's in a different place. It should be there, or, all these kind of things, but a lot of things have that kind of shape. So, we saw these on previous videos, season, series, how we can see through the water and have that clear vision. It's trees, you can see the colour of them and stuff. And then you get this ribbon, concertina effect. And sometimes it is a uniform, or almost. Something back here. Like I said, I pointed out the lines on a previous video. So you got it here, you got both sides. It's a little bit difficult to see. You can see them there. And that's shadowed a bit, but yeah, you've got that white line that comes up. So that's like the spine of a leaf, and it looks raised. See in a distance. It seems to climb. It seems to like be not climb, but it's like equal height all the way along. Then you look at it the other way, like these are the lines, and this is the spine of the leaf. And it's similar anyway. It's gonna like. What does the leaf do, right? When it dries up, it curls and it folds. You know what I mean? So it was flat to begin with, like the ocean, and then it turned into a wave. But this is more about our vision at the moment. Now the water can see. So if later we can see up there. Say that's a hump of water. This is the wave. This is Wallet wave, and looking out of it, the hump of water, you can see out of it there. There's no problem. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the wall of a wave. It can be any part. The only thing is with this, we've got the perspective of being behind it. If we're behind that part of the wave, we'll be able to see out of it, won't we? And so the water doesn't have that disadvantage. It's how detailed it is. And the eye shape, the S shape, which goes on the fish. I've got spiders. How they, it's like a hump of, like the ocean. And so it has its eyes. How many eyes it's got, Quite often 8. I think they don't have to have 8, I'm not sure. But there's a few things. You see, like this, all the waves crashing, so you got all the white froth, which is like before its fangs and stuff kind of thing. You can see it better on this one. So you got this wave, all the white froth crashing over, and then you got your next, the teeth of a wave. You got a depression where it's making a wall, and then you got your next wave, which will be that would be the wall. Actually, I think this is a depression before the wall, and then that wall is allowing the ocean to see. You can see it's turning over on the edges, so that's where all froth is. And then you got another depression into the next humps, which are the next wave, and it's crashing over there and stuff like. And you got eyes at the back of its head as well, so it can see in a direction. The amount of eyes doesn't really matter when you compare it to like a fly, that's like just a limitless, not limitless, but like an abundance of lenses all connected together as a one network. You see eyes at the back, it's like representation of the ocean. Water splashing off in time lapse, wood travelling lines. You got a wave on its spine, all eyes obviously. The hump of its head, body. More eyes. And the wateriness of all the fur. It's got that water flow to it. It comes from water, does the fur. So for it to carry that characteristic is expected, really. So when you see this, it's got its eyes, one in each corner, got them top fur. There's them two as well, like, but it's like a box. It's like lifted up, It's right at the top, eyes are, in that kind of sense. So this is like, I've noticed it, and it's like really common to have this shape, in a sense. It seems weird looking at it as a spider and stuff, but fangs and all for ocean. So, is its eyes, these two humps, at the top of its head, and then you got this, it's like this framework underneath. So there's this square here, and these 2 points, 4 points, are like the highest points of a frog kind of thing. It's similar to that spider. It's these 4 points. You see it on other frog as well. Obviously, the colour patterns as well, recognising the water, the bubbles and froth from the ocean. But then you got this as well. So it's got 4 points. It's like got its hips, and it's got its shoulders. and then it's like a hump of a wave. Which there are some better pictures in a sense. How you see them move and stuff kind of thing, and how they portray this far positioned point thing. I need to go into more detail, I suppose, and stuff like, and I think more pictures will show you as we go along and stuff like. But this is the last one of that folder, and I've reached the end of me minutes and stuff, so I'm gonna end it and get on with the next one. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you all later. Cheers.